Well, hello everyone. This is Shadow of the Moon 87, and from now on I'm going to be going by that because I think the idea of saying Gundam Guy 1987 doing deck profile reviews is a little silly and contradictory. So I guess from now on I'm just going to be calling him Shadow. And tonight I'm going to be bringing you a deck profile of my Lyrilusc deck. This deck's not really that popular, and a lot of people don't play with it. I love the Lyrilusc archetype. I love the idea of being able to lock your opponent down, and that's what this deck actually does. It's really good. It's got some really good fusions, exceed monsters, and some link monsters thrown in there too. I mean, as you can tell, I love winged beast types, obviously, so you know, I thought this deck was another perfect deck, and I was actually very happy to finally finish it. Other than, you know, just getting actual copies of Instant Fusion, which I'll show you later in here, the deck is pretty much finished, and I actually think it's really, really good. So, without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I got. Alright, so the first is going to be Lyrilusc Sapphire Swallow. And there's only 3 different types of Lyriluscs in this deck because they only ever came out with the 3. So the rest of the deck is going to just mainly be level 1 monsters that go with it. And Lyrilusc is really, really great, fantastic card. If I control another winged beast type monster, I can special summon it from my hand, and if I have a winged, I can use this effect once per turn, and I can add a wind XYZ monster that was summoned using a card effect to the field. It gains the effect if it was used as XYZ material. And these Lyrilusc monsters pretty much do that. As soon as they're on the field and they get used as an exceed summon, once they're in the graveyard, they start adding on to the effects, which is, you know, that actually really, really does help. Some will be, you know, stop traps, negate, you know, can't be destroyed by battle. So those are those 3. And then 3, Lyrilusc Turquoise Warbler. She's really good because control monsters, I can special summon this card for my hand. And as you can see, these all work really, really well because they all require, if you special summon them, you can special summon another one. And, you know, that adds up to the Exceed monster and the Fusion monster that I'm going to be showing you guys later. Alright, next we have the last one, is Lyrilusc Cobalt Sparrow. And if it's special summon, I can add a level 1 winged beast type monster from my deck to my hand. Now, that works really, really well with Sapphire Swallow, because you can use her to search for Sapphire Swallow, and you can special summon Sapphire Swallow that way. And then you can use them too to use for the XYZ monster that's in here. Alright, I got 3 Sonic Chicks. I prefer this because this is a good stall card. Your opponent can't destroy this card when it battles with a 1900 more attack, which is pretty much most monsters nowadays, especially that they're going to be battling against. So yeah, if they have like a kaiju or something or any other cruncher, it's like you're not going to get it off the field. And it's a really good stall card in case I need to wait to get something from my deck. 3 Raid Raptor Painlanius. Yes, this is a Raid Raptor monster in a Lyrilusc deck, and there's a reason for that. Because not only because it's it's level 1, but because it can be special summoned to the field, and that usually helps because that's what you want to keep building up for your XYZ monsters in here. And then 3 Turbo Boosters. Turbo Booster, if you have another monster on the field, you can special summon this card, and he also has another additional effect, as if a monster that attacks it gets destroyed, I can sacrifice it to destroy the monster. So, I mean, that's really helpful too. It's kind of like a, you know, it's a win-win situation for me. And then the only Pendulum monster I have in here, Performapal Trump Witch, because she is really good for the her spell ability, which adds polymerization from my deck to my hand, which this is a fusion deck, so this really, really does help with it, and because it's a level 1. Alright, so that was all the monsters. Now we're going to go on with the spells and traps. And you've got 3 polymerizations. Got to run 3 polymerizations because this does have fusions in here. Alright, 3 1-for-1s. This is really good because if I can discard a monster card from my hand and special summon a level 1 from my deck, and that's pretty much this entire deck is a level 1. That's what makes it cheap. I've got 3 Where Art Thou. This is a good searcher too. If I control face up level 4, I can add a level 1 monster from my deck to my hand. I take 2,000 if I didn't normal summon the added monster, which is fine because the way this deck runs, I may be losing life points, but if I have what I need, it's not going to matter because I can easily OTK the opponent in one turn with what I'm going to show you guys coming up. Alright, 3 Swallow's Nest. The majority of this deck is Winged Beast, except for just a few of them. So, 3 Swallow's Nest, especially summon the monster at the same level as the one that I tributed. Alright, 2 Psychic Blades. I like this because this is, you pay life points in the multiples of 100, max is 2,000, so you can make it up to you can make the monster 2,000 plus attack, and with the XYZ monster that's in this deck, that can attack directly and attack as many number of monsters that I have still used on as an XYZ, that's really, really good because I can easily OTK you with that. Alright, and then these are just proxies, but basically these are going to be instant fusion. Instant fusion, if you don't know what it is, you pay 2,000 life points and you can special summon a fusion type monster from your deck, and it does get destroyed at the end phase. But once again, like I said, I can spend some life points if I'm able to easily OTK you before my turn even ends. 2 Burden of the Mighties. This is good for slowing the deck down because every creature in this deck is really has low attack power, and they're all level 1s. So you need to be able to lower your opponent's monster's attack a little bit if you need to be able to stall. That way you can keep them on the field and they're not hitting you so much for damage. Alright, and then last for the spells is just 1 Lightning Vortex. You gotta have the Lightning Vortex. Destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. 2 Icarus attacks. I'm gonna eventually get 3, but 2 for now works fine because Icarus attack you have to have a Winged Beast type, and over half of this deck is Winged Beast, but there are a few in here that aren't, so I just keep it at 2. Alright, and then quite possibly one of the most annoying cards in this deck and possibly in the game, Scrambled Egg. If a monster is destroyed by battle or a card effect, I can special summon a Sonic Chick from my deck or graveyard, so basically I can bring him out and put it in defense mode and just watch you squirm as you're not able to get him off the field. And then last but not least, it's supposed to be 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, but I don't have it for this deck. It's just 2 Dust Tornadoes. Alright. That was the monsters. Now here goes the extra deck. And I've got 3 Lyrilusc Independent Nightingale. This is a really good card. It's a fusion for Lyrilusc or any level 1 monsters and everything. And if it's fusion summoned using an XYZ material that's used as also a Lyrilusc, you can increase this card's level by the number of the XYZ materials. This card gains attack equal to the level times 500, so it's unaffected by other cards' effects too. So I mean, you gotta love that. This right here is the MVP of this deck. This is what makes this deck so good. Assemble Nightingale. What she does is, as long as I have XYZ material on her, she and other Lyrilusc monsters cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects, and I take no battle damage with her. Also, she can attack your opponent directly and can attack as many number of times as that I have XYZ material on her. So you can imagine if I have 4 or 5 different monsters that used as an XYZ material for Exceed material, she can attack 5 times. Now what goes with that is if I have Psychic Blade on the field and I'm using its maxed and paying 2,000 life points, I'm potentially attacking you for like anywhere from 25 to 30,000 each single time, and that means it automatically that's OTK. That's why she's the MVP of this deck, because she works so well, and she's like I think the best monster in this deck. And then you have 3 Lyrilusc Starling, another good Exceed monster. 3 Baby Tyragon. I love Baby Tarragon. I think it's adorable, and it's got a really good effect too. Plus, it's a rank 1, so it goes with the deck. Okay, one Great Fly, because this deck mainly is wind, except for just a few cards, but it's another way to get them. So if I can use Great Fly, and I have Lyrilusc Assembly Nightingale, that's an extra 500 attack that I'm attacking my opponent with. Okay, Link Karibo, just because it's level 1, and it's a Link monster. And then last but not least, the most annoying card in this deck, if you can get it out, Thousand Eyes Restrict. And with Instant Fusion, I pay 2,000 life points, I can bring this guy out without having to use Polymerization. And I can use its effect to basically clear my opponent's field, take their monster, and then attack with Assembly Nightingale, or have them attack with their own monster. So as you can see, it's really, really annoying. Plus, and alright guys, that was my deck profile for my Lyrilusc deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The next one I'm gonna be uploading is gonna be my the other Winged Beast deck that I have. I call it the Shadow in the Darkness. It's a Shinobird deck, and it's not fully completed. It's about maybe a little over halfway, but I just thought it'd be just fun to show you guys what it looks like and what it can do. And it's a ritual deck, so as you can tell, I don't have really too many of those. But thank you guys for watching my video, and I'll see you guys next time.